Malcolm Wellmaker is another hot prospect in the stacked Bantamweight division with 5 KOs on his undefeated record. And today, I'm going to be breaking down his road to the UFC. In his pro debut, he fought Austin Carter. You could tell Malcolm had some nerves going into the first round, swinging wildly and overextending on his punches. But to his credit, he did connect with a wide variety of punches, kicks, knees, and elbows. Also showing off great head movement for defense, in round 2, Malcolm was visually tired from the wild first round. But he continued in these wild exchanges, and he dominated on the feet and on the ground. He was eventually able to get a takedown and find a choke after getting back control at the end of the second round. He would next fight Langston Sykes in Icon FC, and Malcolm would show much more composure in this fight, keeping his hands up and not overextending on punches. He would land very clean punches and kicks, and even got a brief takedown. He had perfect timing, countering a looping right hook with a left hook of his own to put Sykes out cold, to have a highlight reel finish on UFC Fight Pass in only his second pro fight. He would again fight in Icon FC against Christopher Wingate. He used leg kicks to not allow Wingate to get a rhythm and defend his takedown attempts. He would find his timing with his hands and then get a knockdown with a head kick before ending the fight with an RNC. Next, he would fight Zachariah Kamara. The first round was very close, with both men trying to find their range and Kamara going for a few takedowns from the clinch. Wellmaker would win these exchanges with his scrambling ability and landed the cleanest strikes of the round. Round 2 was also a very close round, and Malcolm struggled with the leg kicks, but both men did land clean head kicks. Wellmaker did a good job landing elbows exiting the clinch and was able to secure a takedown at the end of the round. In round 3, the stand-up was much of the same, but Wellmaker almost got a standing guillotine and also secured a takedown. When Kamara almost landed a trip against the fence, Malcolm was able to beautifully reverse it and end up on top and use ground and pound and another submission attempt to win the first decision of his pro career. This was also the first time he had been to the third round in his professional career. He would next fight Justin Hughes. Malcolm would score a highlight reel KO just a few minutes into the first round. After using kicks to find his range, he landed 2 lead hooks after a vicious combo that put Justin on the floor and forced the ref to call the fight. He would next fight Tyler Moore, and this would be the first time he would fight 5 rounds in his career. Moore would continually go for takedowns throughout the first round against the fence, and Malcolm was able to stay on his feet until the end of the round when Moore shot right under a right hand to secure 1 takedown at the very end of the round. But Malcolm did land some big leg kicks, and the only punches of the round were scored by Malcolm. It was very clear by round 2 that Moore did not want to stand with Malcolm, and he shot for takedowns every chance he got. He did hit Malcolm with 1 good shot, but immediately got countered and knocked down. Malcolm even ended the round on top with ground and pound. In round 3, Moore had the same game plan, but would enter hectic exchanges exiting the clinch. But Malcolm would get the best of those exchanges and continue doing a good job staying on his feet. Malcolm did a better job keeping distance in round 4, winning the stand-up with leg kicks and boxing. He even got his own takedown before the fight returned to the feet at the end of the round. Round 5 was much of the same, with Malcolm winning the stand-up and staying on his feet for the majority of the round. He did get taken down, but he popped right back up. This fight showed off the gas tank Malcolm has, because even with all of that grappling, he was still able to strike with great volume and power throughout all 5 rounds. He would next fight Chase Boatwell. Chase just held Malcolm against the cage for the first round and most of the second. When Malcolm finally broke free of the cage, he got his range and he threw a hook as Chase threw an uppercut and knocked him out to get a shot on the Contender Series versus Adam Bramhalt. Malcolm was able to keep Adam at range with his jab and teep kicks, avoiding most of Adam's strikes. Once he figured out Adam's timing, he stepped back as Adam was coming forward with a lead hook and knocked him out with an overhand counter to win his UFC contract. In his UFC debut, he would fight fellow bantamweight prospect Cameron Simon. The two started trading leg kicks, with Malcolm putting pressure on Simon, forcing him to circle around the fence. Wellmaker showed excellent defense, avoiding punches and even a head kick with head movement, before landing a devastating hook that Cameron walked into and he was knocked out. He got the $50K bonus and was even able to quit his job to become a full-time fighter. Malcolm returns against Kris Moutinho this Saturday. Please comment down below what you think about that fight and what you think about Malcolm's career in general. Please like and subscribe if you liked this video and hit the notification bell so you know when I post next.